Hey, good morning, and thanks for coming back to the channel. Just some thoughts. There's a lot going on, as all the other YouTube channels are covering some of the details of many of the Second Amendment legal cases that are working their way through the court, including the one that we're all waiting for, I believe, and that's the Illinois case that where there was an emergency request for a stay against the state of Illinois' semi-automatic weapon and magazine ban that Justice Amy Coney Barrett has ordered the court ordered the plaintiffs, yeah, ordered the people who the state and the city of Naperville to explain to her why they think that a semi-automatic weapon ban, magazine ban, assault weapon ban, if you are constitutional. And some of the language used to justify this kind of ban is absolutely bonkers. In view of Bruin, Heller, Caetano, and the other ones that are out, the other Supreme Court rulings, I mean, it is clear that these states, New York, Illinois, California, are being drugged screaming and kicking into recognizing our right for the Second Amendment. Their rationale is desperate. Public safety, public health menace. They're trying to protect people from criminals, basically, by infringing on a right that we all have. The state of New York, and this is a next, they've tried this before, the case that's going up to the Supreme Court, they're trying to moot some of the pieces that are being argued. They did this before Bruin, and the Supreme Court mooted, which means they said, well, you state of New York, fix the problem, and it doesn't exist anymore, so we're not going to hear the case. This time, well, in Bruin, they tried that, and the Supreme Court said, screw you, we're taking the case, and the result is infinitely more freedom. But this time there's a portion that has to do with carrying guns in churches, where the state of New York, remember, they said the entire state everywhere is a sensitive area and you can't carry. Well, the Passover Church said, screw you, it's my church, our people, we can care if we want to. You can't regulate, a place of worship. So the state of New York said, well, you're right, we'll let your people do it, but it's still a sensitive place. So you have to justify why people in your congregation can carry, and you have to get approval by us, kind of thing. I mean, they're doing everything possible to not allow you and I to be able to defend ourselves in public spaces. That's what the fight is about now. They do not want law-abiding citizens to be armed in public, because the result of that is going to be a lot of bad guys. You won't have to worry about whether or not they were out on bail or whether or not they got bail, because what's going to start happening is the bad guys are going to start taking dirt naps, which is good for everybody, frankly. It's good for everybody, because for every one of those, they'll do 10 more. They'll do 10 more violent crimes. So everyone we kill, if they're trying to do something to us, save the taxpayers' money, probably saves 9 more lives or 10 more lives as a result. The problem is the politicians don't have anything to say to the parents, relatives, friends of those people, other than, hey, you shouldn't play stupid games, win stupid prizes. The other thing is, if we are carrying our self-defense in public, it tamps down the ability of the violent protesters from acting out. I don't care what side you're on, whether you're, the Antifa left or you're the white supremacist right. Those people now have to say, they have to do the calculus to say, how many of these people are carrying, and how stupid am I going to be? Even if they're carrying, right? It does raise the risk, and it does mean that law enforcement, if you got a rally or something, you got to go hats and bats, and you got to stand in between them. And cops don't like doing that. Suck, get another job, because it's going to happen. Or you'll have fewer and fewer of those kind of rallies. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I am hopeful that this Supreme Court very soon will rule that banning any kind of arm, that's knives, guns, bludgeons, whatever, if it can be carried by a citizen for offensive or defensive purposes that are legal, then the population will be armed in public. That's what people need to understand. The population of the United States will be armed in public. So be careful. Be careful. Homeless people, schizophrenics, people that want to go stab folks, they're going to be eliminated. And they're going to be eliminated by armed citizens because they will have attacked someone. I mean, we got this guy on the subway in New York, ex-Marine, young guy, or a passenger who was homeless, and the cheese was sliding off the cracker, and the Marine got him in a chokehold and killed him. That wasn't his intent. That's why you got to be very careful if you're going to apply a chokehold to somebody. But in this case, the guy died, but he also was going to be hurting some people. Court's going to decide his fate. Anyway, that was a little ramble, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen sooner than we think. It's going to happen sooner than the anti-people want. And once it does, they won't have any place to go. They will be terrified, and they're going to start doing whatever they can to mess with us. I'm not going to use the other word. So that's my story for this morning. Thought I'd get that out there because it's been on my head. There's all these stories going on. If you like the content of this channel, please subscribe. I am 30 people from 10,000. What's going on out there? Don't you guys want me to get to 10,000? Come on. Like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Don't forget to share if you feel it's shareable. And as always, thanks for watching. Oh, wait. Wherever you can, whenever you can, however you can. Carry on.